U.S. Central Command says the blockade of Iranian ports has been fully implemented. Washington is ramping up pressure on Iran to relinquish control of the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran is threatening retaliation on Gulf ports, saying none will be safe if the blockade continues. President Trump says additional peace talks with Iran could happen over the next few days as the ceasefire clock continues to tick down. In an interview with Fox Business this morning, the president says he views the war as very close to over.
It only matters what the end result is, and maybe it'll happen fairly soon. Who knows? I don't know how much longer they can survive. I don't know how much longer they can go because they've been hit very hard.
CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang has more.
New this morning, President Trump insists the war is almost over.
I think it can be over very soon. So if they're smart, it will end soon.
With less than a week left in a fragile ceasefire, the U.S. and Iran remain locked in a stalemate after direct talks failed to produce a permanent peace deal.
We've beaten them militarily, totally. The only thing they have is the Gulf, and I think now, or the Strait, as they call it. And I think now, I don't know how they hold out.
Trump sounded optimistic Tuesday about a second round of negotiations, suggesting something could be happening over the next 2 days.
He doesn't want to make like a small deal. He wants to make the grand bargain.
Over the weekend, Vice President J.D. Vance left Pakistan empty-handed. The key sticking point was Iran's nuclear program. A U.S. official told CBS News the U.S. asked Iran to stop enriching uranium for 20 years, along with, quote, all kinds of other restrictions, but Iran refused.
In Pakistan, we made a ton of progress.
Vance, who recently wrote a book about his conversion to Catholicism, also responded to Pope Leo's recent criticism of the war.
How can you say that God is never on the side of those who wield the sword? Was God on the side of the Americans who liberated France from the Nazis?
It's unclear whether Vice President Vance will represent the U.S. again during another round of talks with Iran, which President Trump says could happen as soon as this week. The president said in a new interview that there would be a, quote, an amazing 2 days ahead. Errol.
All right, we will watch and find out. Weijia, thank you. Now, as we've been covering, the U.S. blockade of the Strait of Hormuz is stopping oil tankers from reaching Iranian ports, creating major issues for international shipping. Well, in a new interview with our Elizabeth Cook, a captain who's been stuck in the Persian Gulf near the Strait since late February explained how he and his crew have been directly impacted by the war.
Do you feel that, though, in the midst of all of this, that captains just like yourself or other crew members who are on these different ships, that you all are collateral damage with all of this?
Yes, we are collateral victims here in the war conflict zone. That's the very sad part, because we are just sailors, we are just seafarers. We are not trained for war or war-like situations. We just keep the world trade moving. My crew is very concerned about their well-being, their safety, and the most concerning part is the uncertainty. Uncertainty is killing us.
The U.S. said yesterday forces have, quote, completely halted economic trade going into and out of Iran by sea.